Hey guys, welcome back to the Lazy River. It's been about 2 months since we last uploaded a video, and I figured what better time to do it than now. I've been focusing a lot on my other channel lately, Views in Between, and it's basically my music project that I do with my partner in crime, Steve. It's a pretty cool kind of folk rock thing going on. But we're not here to really promote the music too much. We're here to talk about fish. So we're back at the rack, and this is a 20-gallon long, which used to house Steve. Steve actually got upgraded to a show tank at the South Bay Aquarium. He lives in about a 250-gallon tank, which is more than enough, and it's better than what I could provide for him, but I figured why not take the opportunity to give him a better life and make a cool little habitat for Davina, the crawfish. It's really hard to get her in the shot, but you see her claw right there. Now this is basically just a moss slash Saswasser tank with driftwood, 2 sponge filters. We got some willow moss here growing on a thing. But yeah, man, this is just a kind of a tea-colored tank, as you see. Pretty cool. And we're updating you right now on the angelfish. The angelfish have grown a little bit. No breeding activity, as I still think that it's way too early, but I'm feeding them well, feeding them about every other day. And we're just kind of just growing them out slowly, letting them take their time. We're not going to push them too much. But as you can see, I don't run a sponge filter. I just use an air stone. And we're filtering with plants, which is a great natural biofilter. Moving on over to the rosy red minnows. Just, you don't see too much going on. Just basically a deeply planted tank. Over here in Lazy's tank, the jungle Vallisneria is taken over. Still, this is the tank with the 3 Amano shrimp that you've seen in previous videos. Lazy's doing really well, getting a fat little tummy on him. And we had just one more fish that's in here right now, and that is one of the mollies from a couple years ago when I was breeding mollies. It's still around. I've either given them away or sold them, and they are, oh, there he is, look at him. And this is an unedited video, by the way. I'm just showing you as I'm sitting here filming. Not too much editing is going to go into this. Just a quick little update so you guys don't think I died of corona, which I did contract coronavirus. And let me tell you, it was not fun, but I am doing well. Up here, the mutt guppies, tons of life going on. And we have shrimp mixed in there still. The shrimp seem to be breeding and doing their little thing. We're getting, just some mutts and whatnot of the shrimp. They were from Crystal Blues, but we don't have pure colors. So I don't really care, man. I'm just letting it go. It is what it is. Whatever. Nothing in this tank at the moment. This is where Davina used to be housed. We don't even have a sponge filter hooked up. We don't even know what we're going to do with it. It might turn into a quarantine tank or just some layover from other tanks, like as a catch-all. Up here, just more guppies. We've got the Saswasser tang wall in the very back, and we just have bunches of the Camboba green. Don't mind the glass, it's kind of rough. Moving on up, there's a shrimp right there. There's one of the culls that I've been talking about that have kind of been producing shrimp like this from the Crystal Blue line. And this is just a little 2-gallon hex tank with an LED metal, or not LED, I'm so sorry, metal halide lamp with a fluorescent bulb. There's nothing LED about that. But if we do want to talk about LED, that would be right next door in this green water tank with the Monte Carlo carpet, no CO2, no filter. As you see, we just have an air line going in that's circulating the water. There's one mutt guppy in there, a bunch of snails. Let me see if I can find the papa snail in here. There's a really large bugger in there. I don't know if we'll find him right now, but he's a little bit bigger than that dude right there. I'd say about the size of a quarter. Let's go inside and I'm going to show you guys what is going on in the lazy tangerine tank. On our way to the tangerine tank, we had to stop over and say hello to Harry and Cherry. And even over here we have a bunch of mutts and they're having babies. Super cool. Sometimes you get some really cool colors out of mutts. Like, look at that dude right there, man. I really should be culling these out of here and probably setting them up in that middle tank in the top row right there, but I'm lazy right now and I'm kind of just enjoying my aquariums. So let's get into the tangerine. The highly anticipated Lazy River tangerine tank is bare. Now, don't ask me how it happened. There's a lot of things that are going on with this tank. First of all, let's start with the centerpiece. There was like a green afro of Saswassertang that was growing there for quite some time. And we also had the Riccia flutans that was attached to here. Had some beautiful carpeting going on in these rocks, but now it's gone. What's kind of weird is, you know, it got super strong. Like it's kind of a high light, I would consider, and so it just like started growing towards the light and eventually just pulled itself off of the rocks. No big deal. As you see here, there's still a bunch of it mixed in with some Saswassertang and Java moss, but yeah, the afro itself that was attached to the rock, I stuck my tweezers in there one day to pick something out and the whole thing just went poof and exploded into a million pieces, and I'm like, well, I guess that's kind of a mess. So I took a bunch of that and I threw it down here and started collecting the Saswassertang in that tank. And you know, before too long this thing will probably grow out and look super cool. But the rock that it was attached to is right there in the center underneath the angelfish. As far as the Lazy River tangerines, I have no clue what happened, man. I would come home and I would just look in there and then like one would be dead. So I'd scoop it out, you know, and I like to feed them to the turtles. So I just toss it in there. Then the next day I'd come home. Same thing. The day after that, the day after that, and the day after that. It just kept happening. So I didn't really know what to do, and I'm assuming it was like some sort of probably like bacterial infection or whatever, but you know, to work on a line of guppies for so long and then they just all die like right away, it's like, shoot! You know, it just drives you crazy, you know, but I'm not going to give up. And this tank is going to get an overhaul. I want to like trim everything down, get a new centerpiece, have a piece of driftwood out there that might look pretty cool. Kind of just get everything like weeded out and sorted out, looking really cool. And I think it was maybe like 2 videos ago when I still had Steve and I still had the tangerine guppies going. I had a big tank which now sits in my closet. It has been painted and everything, but I just didn't do anything with it, and I don't think I'm gonna set it up right away. It might go up for sale or trade or whatever, so that might be something to look forward to in the future. As far as everything else goes, I'm doing pretty well. I haven't been too active on Instagram or anything like that, but you know, I've just been lazy, hence the lazy river. But yeah, man, like, thanks for tuning into the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you seen what we're doing here, and I hope you like it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and go check out my second channel, Views in Between. Some very cool stuff. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay lazy and adios.